Okay, hi guys. This is my contest entry for Mrmom tanks, JFlesh tanks, and the other one, which I think is Flesh tanks, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is my Juwel Korall 60. It's a 54-litre tank, which is about 14 US gallons. So let me tell you a bit about this tank. First of all, I've gone through a lot of different substrates. As you can imagine, I'm only 18, so I pretty much, it's all like trial and error for me really. Like, I never really set up a tank before this one. My dad had some experience with fish keeping. He used to have like 6 fish tanks in his room when he was younger, so he knows a bit about that. So pretty much I went from white sand, which as you can imagine is really fine, and it never actually settled, so my water was always murky and it just looked like you could always tell that it wasn't completely clear. Whereas this one, you can definitely see that it's a lot clearer. You can have a look at that in my other videos if you actually want to, and go through all the other videos that show what I've done to this tank. So yeah, first of all it was white sand, which was good for the plants, I guess, because you know they can get their roots through it and grow, but it just wasn't good for the water and the fish and etc. So yeah, after that I went to black gravel, which was probably about ½ centimetre in diameter. Sorry, I'm not using the US metric system because I live in Australia, and yeah, so I'm not gonna, you know, try to translate all of that for you guys, but yeah, so I had black gravel and that looked good, I guess, but pretty much the plants weren't growing as well because it was so dark. Like, you can imagine black gravel and a tank like this, and I actually did have a hood over this with 15-watt fluoro tube, which was just shocking. So actually I went ahead and did some DIY lighting. So this is my lighting at the moment, and these are some 50-watt halogens. They're 50 watts each, so that's about 100 watts altogether. And this is basically just a ceiling lamp with 2 lights, pretty much. And we just screwed that to a shelf that I actually put in on the same day as well, which was kind of good because we couldn't figure out how to actually mount it. We could have hung it from the ceiling, but I mean, then you'd have like cables going all the way up, which is quite a fair way, and this was just the easy option, so that's pretty much what we did. And as you can imagine, the plants are doing a lot better now, especially with my fine gravel as well. This is gold pearl, I think. It's got nothing to do with pearl, I think it's just the colour. And pretty much there's just a bunch of ground up gravel with I think shells and things like that, which doesn't really help for my pH level, but I try to keep that pretty stable as much as I can. So yeah, that's about it. Alright, what can I say next? Recently I went out and got some new plants, as you can imagine, because my hood with the 15-watt fluoro that came with the tank was just shocking. It didn't, like, the plants didn't grow at all. So with my DIY lighting, I went out and got some Cabomba, I think it's called, or Fan-wort, if that makes it clearer. So I've got about 4 or 5 stems of that here, and about the same, a bit less on this side. I've got some Penny-wort, which this was actually from when I had the hood on my tank, and as you can see, this was actually probably as big as all these plants, but it pretty much just withered down to what I have there. So I'm trying to get that back up, and it's actually not doing too bad with the new lighting, so hopefully that goes alright. I'm getting out of breath now. This is some, what is it, Dwarf hairgrass, which came in that little container back there, little pot, which I never actually took out. I actually took a bit of it out just to plant at the bottom of the tank, as you can see, like that. So that's doing pretty well, actually. It was actually dying with the lighting I had previously, so it's doing well now. And I also have this plant, which I'm actually not sure what it is. If anyone knows, I would love to know, because yeah, I basically have no idea. In the stores here, they don't even tell you the names of the plants. Like, you pretty much just go by, you know, what you know. So yeah, I have that plant. The plant's actually doing really well as well. You can see, I don't know if you're able to see, but like right in there, you can see all the roots coming down. With this lighting, it's just been flourishing like crazy. So that's a good thing, I guess. And yeah, so if anyone knows what that is, it'd be great to know. I'm not even sure if it's actually an aquatic plant, because some stores are a bit, you know, stingy, and they actually give you plants that aren't aquatic plants. Like, they have them growing in the water and whatever else, but to be honest, they only last like 2 months or so. So yeah, it kind of sucks. But yeah, what can you do, I guess, if you don't know your stuff, which is kind of like me. But anyway, that's what my tank looks like, and I've just got a few rocks, just some pebbles from the backyard and stuff like that. There's a rock at the back there as well. And what else? Oh, actually there's some Java moss at the back. Why didn't I mention that? Everyone has Java moss. It's like right at the back there. You can just see it's held down with a rock. Okay, so onto my filter and stuff like that. This is the filter that actually came with the tank. So I'm not exactly sure what it's called. It's Juwel branded, so I think it's a Juwel Bio-Flow or something like that. And color on the side, you can see it's quite large. And I leave a little opening at the bottom there, because actually when I get new fish, they like to hide under there just to, you know, get away from the other fish for a little while. And they usually sit under there sometimes. So that's that filter. It's got the outlet on that side, the water outlet, and it sucks water in from the bottom. You probably can't see that, but it's got little vents at the bottom there. Yeah, so that's doing pretty well. As you can see, my water's pretty clean. And yeah, so, and I've got the filter that came with this as well. Actually, I got my tank as a combo. It cost about 160 Australian dollars. The whole tank with the hood, which I took off, and the heater and the filter. So yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good bargain, I guess. But yeah, this is the 50-watt heater. I think it's 50 watts. It could be 25, I'm not exactly sure. But that's that one, and that works pretty well as well. I did have a thermometer in this tank, but at the moment I don't, because I have it in my fry tank. So I'll go and show you my Guppy Fry. This is the tank I have set up for my fry. I've just got some vinyl at the bottom there. And I've got a 25-watt heater. I think that's a 25-watt heater. It's a little mini one. And a submersible, what do you call it, spray bar filter. The spray bar's actually a bit crooked. I don't know what happened to that. But I like to have it in the water during the night, because this is in my room. It kind of makes a lot of noise. So yeah. And these are my 10 Guppy Fry, which I had in November last year. So they're about 3 months old now. You can see that's the male right there, the really colourful one. And I've got some Java moss and stuff like that. And I keep the temperature at about, I don't think you can see that. That's at 28.3 degrees Celsius, which is about 28.3. That's about 83 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. Something like that. So yeah, they're doing well. The parents are back in this tank. Where are they? The mother is right there. That's the female, and the male. So you can see the Guppy Fry have taken after their father. Well, one of them has anyway. And yeah, so I'll go through my fish. Probably should have done that first, but this is a Blue Ramirezi. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I just call it a ram. He's not, I don't think he's the German blue ram, but yeah, I actually had 2 of them, and he actually killed the other one. So whoever thinks rams aren't aggressive, you are definitely wrong, because this guy pretty much has killed a lot of my fish that I had in the past. So that's him. You can see he's chasing the molly, and that pretty much goes on with all the other fish as well. Anyway, I've got 3 Zebra Danios. I actually had 5. One of them committed suicide and got stuck in a rock. Don't ask me how that happened, but he pretty much suffocated himself, and yeah, pretty much just got stuck in a hole that he couldn't get out of. So yeah, I've got 3 of those. I had 5, like I said. So one of them actually jumped out without anything on top. That's pretty, you know, that's prone to happen, since Danios are such quick, active fish and stuff like that. So couldn't really do anything about that. But anyway, so I have 3 of those at the moment. I actually only have 1 Zebra Neon, Zebra, I'm thinking of Danios, Neon Tetra. I did have, I think, 5, but they all passed away from, I think, either Neon Tetra disease or just, I really don't know what from. So I'm planning to get more of those. I got my 2 guppies, my male and my female. And I have two Bristtlenose Plecos. There's one, you can see his oh, they're both there. One's on the rock at the back there, and one's on the plant. You can just see their tails. There you go, you can see him going up on all the plants. So that's pretty much, oh, and I have the female molly, sorry, yeah. The black female molly. I had a male, but he also died, unfortunately. So anyway, that's all my fish. I'm planning to get some more. I don't know what yet, probably another male for the female molly. Definitely some more Neon Tetras, or maybe some Cardinal Tetras. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my tank. I'll just go through the products I use. So this is Multi-Cure. This is actually for white spot, velvet disease, fungal diseases in aquarium fish, freshwater fish. I'm not sure if you can use it in marine aquariums, but this is the bottle. I actually haven't used this bottle yet because I had this bottle previously, and this one's almost empty. I don't know how much is in there, but yeah, I was using that for the Fan-wort for the Neon Tetras. You can see this one's not looking too good at the moment, but yeah, that's my Multi-Cure. I've got the Leaf Zone plant food, which I only got recently as well when I bought my plants, and that stuff seems to be doing well, I guess. That's just got I think potassium, contains iron and potassium. So I think the, what do you call it, the Flourish XL would probably be a bit better than that, as well as CO2 booster, which I think probably would have helped with my plant growth as well. I have some water ager, which I just use for the fry tank when I do water changes. Like that pretty much just gets rid of the chlorine. It's pretty much the same thing as Prime, if you know what that is. So yeah, and pH down, which is just some powder to keep the pH level down. Surprisingly, our water here is actually quite hard, so it's hard to get it down to the right level. Yeah, it's my small bottle of Multi-Cure, and these are my algae wafers for my plecos, and the tropical fish-like food, which is, I've actually had this since I had my betta, my fighting fish, and there's not much of that left, so I think I'm gonna have to get some more food eventually, probably something a bit better than that. That was like, I don't know, $4 or something from a drugstore or something. So that's all the products I pretty much use. I have a pH meter, electronic pH meter, which I'll just quickly show you. This is the can't talk today, aquarium digital pH meter, and pretty much it's got a little probe. This has actually got a cap on it, but it's got a probe that you pretty much put in the tank like that. You can either stick it in with the suction cap or just leave it and switch it on, and it pretty much just shows you the pH level, and that works pretty well. I'm not going to put it in right now, but that's just to show you what I use. Yeah, okay, this video is probably the longest video I've ever made. Sorry about that. But that's pretty much my tank setup. So anyway, I hope you guys like it. Hope it was informative. Hopefully I didn't blab on too much, which I always seem to do. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, hopefully I do well in the contest. Sorry. Alright, yeah, talk to you guys later.